Fair use.
Attribute this to numerous factors, saying staffing shortages might have contributed. Nasser will spend the rest of his life behind bars here at Coleman Prison, but he got to see the outside of these walls for the first time since 2018 yesterday, now being treated for 10 stab wounds. Larry Nasser serving up to 175 years in prison for sexually abusing female gymnasts. The disgraced doctor stabbed multiple times Sunday afternoon, according to a prison guard union representative. Twice in the neck, twice in the back, and 6 times in the chest, collapsing one of his lungs. The Bureau of Prisons wouldn't identify the prisoner involved, but tells 8 on Your Side an inmate was assaulted Sunday afternoon just after 2:30.
Okay, so let's get into the article right now. PDF file gymnastics doctor Larry Nasser left in pool of blood following dose of prison justice. PDF file sports doctor Larry Nasser was convicted of sexually abusing underage female gymnasts, had been stabbed multiple times at a federal prison in Florida, according to reports. 2 people familiar with the matter told Associated Press. The attack happened Sunday at United States Penitentiary Coleman in Florida. One of the people said Nasser, who was described as a monster by a judge, had been stabbed in the neck and in the chest. Nasser was sentenced to decades in prison for raping many young girls, including Olympic medalists. Wavy reports Nasser is serving decades in prison for convictions in state and federal courts. He admitted to sexually abusing athletes when he worked at Michigan State University and USA Gymnastics, which trains Olympians separately. Nasser pleaded guilty to possession of child pornography. During victim impact statements in 2018, several athletes testified that over the course of Nasser's more than 2 decades of sexual abuse, they had told adults what was happening, including coaches and athletic trainers, but that went unreported. More than 100 women, including Olympic gold medalist Simone Biles, collectively sought more than $1 billion from the federal government for FBI's failure to stop Nasser when agents became aware of the allegations against him in 2015. He was arrested by Michigan State University police in 2016, more than a year later. Michigan State, which was accused of missing chances over many years to stop Nasser, agreed to pay $500 million to more than 300 women and girls who were assaulted by him. USA Gymnastics and the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Committee made a $380 million settlement. Simone Biles returned to the gymnastics competition for the first time since 2020 Olympics in June 2022. The Michigan Supreme Court rejected a final appeal from Nasser. Attorneys for Nasser said he was treated unfairly in 2018 and deserved a new hearing based on vengeful remarks by a judge who called him a monster and who would wither in prison like the Wicked Witch in Wizard of Oz. I just signed your death warrant, Ingham County Judge Rosemary Aquila said of Nasser's 40-year sentence. The state Supreme Court said that Nasser's appeal was a closed question and that it had concerns over the judge's conduct, but the court also noted that Aquila, despite her provocative comments, stuck to the sentencing agreement worked out by lawyers in the case. We declined to expand additional judicial resources and further subject the victims in the case of additional trauma, where the questions at hand present nothing more than an academic exercise, the court said in a 2-page order. More than 150 victims spoke or submitted statements during the extraordinary 7-day hearing in Aquila's court more than 4 years ago. It's over almost 6 years after I filed the police report. It's finally over, said Rachel Den Hollander, the first woman to be publicly accuse Nasser. These lawyers are sick. They're trying to find a way to try to get him off. Okay? The man got the consequences that he deserved. In prison, there is a code: no women, no children. You come in there and your crime is that you harmed a child or you harmed a woman, there's a target on your back. For the rest of his life, this individual has to spend the rest of his life in PC. And even then, he still has to worry about the guards coming to get him. When I read this, I also remember how people used to treat Simone Biles because she couldn't really perform well because of what she was going through, and she had to go through a trial to actually go face to face with this monster. I'm just realizing how selfish and how despicable people could be when it comes to the Olympics. So selfish and not understand what she was going through. And she had a lot of courage to go against this monster and to deal with a system, the FBI, that didn't do their job. That's why a lot of people are saying that FBI should just be done away with, because they don't do their job. All right. Tell me what you think about this story. Anything you want to know about this channel is in the description box. You know what to do. Later.